What's up, everybody? What's happening, Underachiever? How are you doing? I don't know who else is out there, but yeah, it just. I was thinking today, when I was a kid growing up, what was the my first introduction to even hearing or knowing or learning anything about expensive watches? And the more I sat there and thought about it, it was like, it was Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? Every week, bragging about his Rolex watch and his limousines and jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. So I don't know. I went back and I started watching some videos and whatnot. Because, there's all kinds of stuff all over YouTube. Um, oh, dude, that's awesome. See, I wanted to take my boat out today, but hey, I ain't got nobody to go with me. But they said it was supposed to rain. It ain't friggin' raining, man. I so wish I had become a damn weather forecaster. Just because you can be wrong at least half the time and still keep your job and get paid more than six figures a year, and be on TV or the radio. Yeah, I definitely screwed the pooch. I should have been a weather forecaster, and yeah, but you know, so I don't know who all else, because again, like Undertaker, I know you're out in the Midwest. Actually, from where Flair's actually from, because I'm about positive he's from right around originally Minnesota. Um, Although I'm rather confident he calls North Carolina home nowadays. It just I know he spent the majority of his career here in the Carolinas, and it's where he's been most beloved, around Brainerd, Minnesota. I hear that. I've actually never been up in Minnesota. I've been coast to coast several times, but I've not been to Minnesota or Wisconsin. Dated a girl that was from Wisconsin, but that's about as close as I've got. But yeah, I'll have to, one of these days head up that way, because I know they got some right nice scenery and uh, like outdoorsy vacation type spots up that way. But yeah, man. I'm really sorry to hear about what's going on with your situation and the whole trucking deal and all that kind of nonsense. Um, just for everybody who sees this, if you could please send positive thoughts to multiple viewers. My buddy Philo's going through a hard time, underachiever, not necessarily a hard time, but is got bullshit that's been thrust upon him. My buddy Andrew L over in Scotland, also bullshit has been thrust up upon him. Um, Joe, he was having problems with his back and everything like that, or Jody. Uh, I want to say there's a couple other people. I know my buddy Stefan was having some issues back in the day about his house and all that good stuff. But thoughts, well wishes, prayers, whatever you guys can do, um, for everybody that's out there having an issue, a struggle right now. This I bought that off the internet a while ago. I've had this for a while. Um, this is the big gold replica belt that they made for Flair back in 1986. I got this one. This is not one of the highest quality, best of the best ones out there. That would be a Dave McMillan brand replica belt. Dave actually makes the real belts for the companies. So his belts are, yeah. His big gold belt though is lots and lots of money. But I mean, this thing is very heavy. Uh, very nice. And for the $300 I paid for this one versus $3,000 or $4,000 for Dave Milliken, um, yeah, this is good enough. Um, like basically, I got this as a prop for the whatchamacallit. If you go over to my Whoop Ass Racing channel, the D21 truck, the whole scheme was black and gold, and I had an idea of like doing a video of the hood getting popped open and uh, the belt just kind of being displayed. But I don't know how to do all that kind of trickery and stuff like that. Ah, so you were a WWE kind of guy then, underachiever. I mean, and the Macho Man, I liked his early work, like really early on. Um, in the WWE, he wasn't bad. Yeah, no, and I mean, like I get that. Like the North and Northeast, Midwest, that kind of area. Um, it's just like, especially out like the early '80s and stuff like that. They still had territories and spot shows and all that kind of stuff. And I can't remember who else was also in that area. If it was, I know the Sheik was up in like the Detroit area, and he had a territory. And there was another one. There was another territory like towards right around Kansas and stuff. I listen to the damn Jim Cornette podcast all the time, and like I've learned quite a bit from that, but like I've not memorized it to the point of all the other wrestling geeks out there. Now, see, John Lacroix, I really like Roddy Piper also, and when I went back and I rewatched a lot of the videos from the '80s and stuff, there's the territory called the Mid Atlantic Territory, which is the area that I live in. Uh, that that area was like the best area for wrestling. Like in the real early '80s, there was Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, um, Rick Flair. I mean, a whole bunch of people that you saw in the WWF later. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these guys were on TV and champions, and like I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it was before I actually started watching wrestling. We're talking like 80, like 1980 to 83, 84 range. And yeah, like those guys were all on Crockett's TV. Um, and like his promos were great even back then. I mean, Roddy Piper, that dude would just get you all kinds of fired up and mad. And come to find out like later on, of course, it was the '80s. Man, he was jacked up on coke most of like 99% of the time you were seeing him. And he was a legit badass. Like he could literally whoop somebody's ass like quick. Like there are many stories of uh, fan jumping out and like getting a good lick on him, and Roddy being so fast and hitting the motherfucker so many times. Like he'd hit him once, and dude be out and be on the way down, and he'd get him 5 or 6 more times before like just on the way down, like just bip and bip 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 bip, bip, bip all the way to the ground, and like motherfucker be pummeled, pummeled, like just face all fucked up. Which, like I said, I've heard many stories about Roddy Piper doing some shit like that. Like, especially uh, when he was down south in like Florida and like the Mid South area, you know what I'm saying? People would go to get on his ass and he just fucking rocked their world. Like, he just could really do some damage. Yeah, I mean, he was in his 50s or 60s, so I would say yes, John, just because as I'm about to turn 45, that's a little bit sooner than I would like to go because it's a little just too close off on the horizon for me. Um, but yeah, like it was just one of them things that his passing was sudden and sad. Um, because yeah, exactly. He died in his sleep, and like he was doing things and had shit going on and had plans and just gone. Yeah. Uh, which again, all the craziness and everything that the man had done in his life, when you hear the stories and all that, and I mean these stories are coming from credible people that hung out with him and knew him. Uh, about like he liked to work in Florida just because he liked to be able to do his cocaine and work a couple days a week and hang out on the beach. So like he loved it. Uh, and even then, same thing with kind of like the Mid Atlantic territory. A lot of the stops were up and down the coast, and I mean, yeah, that was just kind of how he did. But you know, Roddy Piper and Ric Flair were like, that's one of the things again that I learned more here in the back end of my life. But Roddy Piper and Ric Flair were like best buddies. Like they were best of friends. And like when they were doing the little bit of stuff they were doing together in WWE, that wasn't the first time they had ever worked together. They had worked together a bunch of times, including in the early '80s of Crockett Promotions here at Mid Atlantic, in the Mid Atlantic territory. And like I said, they worked so good together and so well off of each other. Um, I never knew. I never knew they were buddies and drinking pals. And of course, once you heard it, it's like, well, yeah, that totally makes sense. I mean, Flair was like the party dude. Like, they well, if you've ever seen his what is it, 50 for 50 or whatever, damn it, I've got the documentary. The one that ESPN does or whatever. Uh, that's cool, man. See, I got the canal right behind my house, and I've been very apprehensive to teach any of my dogs to swim because I do not care for them to just start jumping in there because it's like the boat ramp is just two doors down the other way where they can just get out and come on around, but there ain't no other way to get out. If they get down in there, motherfucker, they're stuck because they're the bulkhead. But yeah, the Labradors, man, you can't keep them out of the water, bud. Like my neighbor just got a black lab, and he talking about training them for ducks and stuff. I'm like, dude, once he knows how to swim, there he ain't gonna stay out of that fucking back canal area. He's gonna be back up in that shit all the time. So I don't know. Uh, yeah, but that's how they like to do, and I mean, it is what it is. I, I I love mine. I actually bought them a little pool. Uh, they don't even want nothing to do with that. So mine aren't labs though. Mine, Luke and Leia are pit bull, lab, or no, not lab. Pit bull, Rottweiler, and coonhound. And Scooby's all pit bull, and Missy is a beagle mixed with something. I think she's mixed with a dachshund, and she's the only one that was digging the pool. All the rest of them are like, no, fuck this, get me out. So I wound up just using the pool as a big portable bathtub, you know, instead of fucking up all the plumbing in the house with all the damn dog hair. Because I actually put Missy in the shower with me. Like she came in and jumped into the shower with me, so I washed her up, got done. The damn thing was like filled to the brim right around the drain with hair. And I mean, Missy's only a damn dog this big. You know what I'm saying? Like she's small. So I was like, no, I'm not washing the big 60-pound dogs in here and like really fucking it up. No, John, I live in North Carolina. Yeah. Um, if this was more of a lake, I would be kind of more cool with it. Uh, since this is actually like a canal that leads out to rivers and you know a big ass sound. Yeah, no. The only cool part is that there are multiple areas over here where it's only like this deep, like 3 4 foot deep, with a nice sandy bottom and all that. That doesn't really help the dogs a whole lot, but like if you want to hang out with them and all that kind of good stuff, you can sit there and hold them, and you're standing flat footed on the ground. Uh, but yeah, so anybody else remember the all the different promos and stuff that Ric Flair would be cutting? And every time he'd either like get all hyped up and he'd have to take off the Rolex, he had to show you. And his Rolexes back in the '80s, he was talking about they were 15 $20,000 Rolexes, which you know. Do we have alligators here, John? I've never seen one, but there have been reports of alligators here or there where they have swam up like the intercoastal waterway or whatnot, because there is swamps around here. Um, you know, they say out in the what is it, the not the Everglades, because that's down in Florida. They call it the Great Dismal Swamp. They said they say that there are some alligators out there. Which obviously I don't go into the Great Dismal Swamp. Um, any place that's called Great and Dismal is just, yeah, I'm good with that. No, I'll take your word for it. It's dismal. We'll not go there. Go there. Uh, but yeah, like if I had a nice place on the lake, I would definitely be more keen to let the dogs, run and play and get in the water and all that kind of stuff, because there's a nice even shoreline. It's easy for them to get in and out, and there's no rip tide like the current. Uh, because like that's the whole thing. Like a lot of people take their dogs to the beach on the Outer Banks, and you know, like again, because they don't know how to swim and they've never went swimming, I wouldn't let them get in the water there, even if they wanted to, just because you know that riptide get a hold of them, suck them out to sea. That would just absolutely rip my heart out. So I don't know. I'm too overprotective as a doggy dad. Uh, I'm just too worried about them getting hurt, lost, or running off. And I probably wouldn't be that way if they damn listened. But I did the obedience class and everything else with them, and I'll be damned. I would not let them not be on a leash ever outside. You know, my dumb girlfriend fucking thought it'd be cute and let go the leash one day, thinking that Leia was just gonna run right to daddy. Hell no, she fucking took off. Then saw a bunny. Oh shit. Next thing you know, my ass was having to run all the way up the street. Like I had to bust ass out the yard. She went into the woods. I'm like, oh fuck. And like the woods is thick. So I'm running up the road, chasing her, like trying to keep visual on her through the woods so I could get around and cut her off. And thank God I got there before she got through the woods. I could slow her down just enough. But yeah, no, the shit was ridiculous. I'm like, no, what the fuck were you thinking, woman? Like, damn it. Like, how in the fuck would you think that that was a good idea? Oh, well, I just thought. Say, oh, shit. Mm. Like, I don't know what the hell people are thinking. Oh, and talking about funny women's stories. Basically, the last 5 times my girl has gone up to Burger King for us, our local Burger King. We always get our Whoppers the same way. We get them both, or she gets hers the same way I get mine, just so it's easier to order and whatever. It's lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise only, right? No cheese. The last 5 times she's done come back, there have been cheese on the fucking burgers. Okay, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, how are you ordering these wrong? I'm like, it just every time I go there, this has never happened. We've not ever had a problem with this. What the fuck? So at any rate, I was convinced that she had to be doing something wrong. So the other day, I happened to go there and I got Burger King for us. And here's the ass kicker: 2 combo meals and 2 shakes was over $30. Fucking $30 for 2 people to eat at fucking Burger King. Holy shit. Beyond that, so that's the thing. Like, okay, see, underachiever, like that's what I thought too. I'm like, okay, they're asking her if she wants cheese, and her dumb ass must be saying yes or not being clear or something like that. So at any rate, I go there, I do the order, you know what I'm saying? It's 30 fucking dollars for the 2 things. And I'm watching on the screen. I know what I said. They didn't even ask about the cheese, because I said I want lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise only. Yeah, dude. I mean, inflation is out of control, fucking state. But so at any rate, get home and like okay. So I'm sitting there, and as soon as they hand it to me, I'm like, should I check these burgers right now? I'm like, nah, it's got to be Katie. So boom, just go on home. Sure as shit, I get home. There's fucking cheese on these burgers. All right, so like this is now like the 6th or 7th time this has happened total. I fucking snap, and not like completely snap, go asshole, but I called them up. I get the dude on the phone, and I know which dude it was. It was a dude that took my damn credit card. So I'm like, hey man, I was just there. I got this. I was like, y'all done fuck my order up. They're like, oh well, you can come back up here, and like, mind you, my local Burger King is 10 miles from my house. So no, I do not feel like driving another 20-mile round trip to go back there and get the right burgers with no damn cheese on it. So I'm like, look, man, look, I just want the money, or the free meal next time. This was $30, blah blah blah, this and that. And dude was like, no, I totally get it, man. That sucks, and like they shouldn't have messed it up. I'm like, well, yeah, dude, because I was like, y'all charge extra for cheese, and I'm not paying for the cheese, and I don't even want the fucking cheese. So, you know, beyond all that, like I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, but before we get off the phone, I was like, look, you need to further understand. I was like, I have bitched my girl out 5 previous times at least that I can think of that y'all had fucked up, and I blamed her. I was like, so now y'all done cause problems and fucking fights and arguments, and I done called her basically a dumb bitch that can't order a fucking meal right because you morons can't not put cheese on something. It ain't supposed to come with the cheese. I didn't ask for the cheese. I don't want the cheese. Fuck you and your cheese. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, well, sir, I get it. And I was like, but I was like, look, so I was like, beyond the inconvenience, the cost, and the fights, I was like, the best you can do is, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, man, well, we need to get the people trained better. I'm like, trained better? It's putting a fucking sandwich together. I mean, and I'm giving you the shortcut, easy method. You ain't got to put all the shit on it. I only want these 3 fucking things. And then they're like, oh, they need $15 an hour. No, they do not. If they cannot follow simple instructions of lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, then they are fucking hopeless. Like, there is no hope for them to ever have a better job or do better in life if they can't handle those simple instructions. And the sad thing is, I think this is actually a person who's in their fucking 40s that's doing this. Because I seen a lady that was doing the cooking last time, and like The last time I got what they call the Big King, which is like kind of their version of a Big Mac. And again, it's supposed to have 2 pieces of meat, 2 pieces of cheese, and the special sauce and the fucking lettuce. Fucking 1 piece of meat, 1 piece of cheese, no special sauce, and fucking like 3 shreds of lettuce. It's like, fuck, fuck. It's just, I don't even work there and I can tell you how to make the shit better. Like, it, how do you need to be trained in this? I don't understand. Like, what kind of training is there? Like, how long can it last? More than 5 minutes? Fuck. Like, and look, anybody before y'all start wanting to fucking get all shitty and bitchy, I worked at Chanello's Pizza. I worked at fucking KFC. I worked at fucking what was it, Hog Heaven Barbecue Pit here in Virginia Beach. I have done my fair share in fucking fast food. Okay, I was a cook when I was 16 years old. If I could handle it then, yes, I totally expect anybody the age of 16 to fucking 85 to be able to handle it now. So I know that. Look, again, we're supposed to be talking about wrestling here, and I'm off bitching about Burger King and all that stuff. But oh, another funny fast food story. They opened up a Little Caesars in here or nearby. And see, there you go. My man State worked at BK when he was 14. Yeah, Burger King going to ruin my relationship. Fast food is going to get isn't cheap anymore. I used to. Yep. See, underachiever. Look, I got the fucking air fryer, and honestly, the air fryer and the Bubba's burger, fucking banging, just beautiful. Uh, actually, State. I did the smart thing, and I had her sitting there right next to me, and I had her or I had it all on speakerphone to where she heard me fucking chewing these motherfuckers' ass out and them, apologize and everything else. Um, and see, like that's the thing, State. That's the time frame you're supposed to work there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're still working there after the age of 18 to, I can even see in the early 20s in college or something. Um, yeah, exactly, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Dude. Like my training for cooking the fucking chicken was show up. This is how you do it. This is what you do. Put this there, that there, this there, that there. All right, go. Fucking that was it. And guess what? I put this there, that there, this there, that there, did this, that, done. It's not that many fucking steps. Put meat on grill, flip meat. And actually, I think Burger King, they got like an automated thing. You just put the meat in on one side on a little conveyor belt. It goes through, gets cooked. You catch meat on the other side. Put it on bun. Add specific condiments. Whatever they ask for. Just, oh my God. But back to the Little Caesar story. I can't go back to the Little Caesars here, the brand new Little Caesar store. Basically, my girl begged me for some fucking crazy bread. And she was like, oh, why don't we get a pizza and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know about a pizza, but I'll go get you the crazy bread and I'll figure out something on the way there and this and that. So I figured I want to get some crazy bread and some cheese bread. So we go, I get there, the place is packed, there's people all in there. Everybody's like, no, all of our orders are in. And apparently they're doing this app order thing. So I guess they had a shit ton of app orders, but none of those people were there to pick up their shit. And all I asked for was crazy bread and cheese bread. Two of the things that are the hot and ready, hot and now items that were inside the oven, right? Or not in the oven, but like the little ready to go box where all they had to do is open it up and give it to me. So I walk in and that's all I order. I don't order anything else but these 2 items. I don't need a pizza made, and I didn't even ask for one of the hot and ready pizzas. The girl rings me up. Everything's cool. I'm like, hell yeah, we're good to go. You know, she turns around to go grab the things out of the fucking cabinet. The manager then stops her. I'm like, okay. And I hear her mumble to her. She's like, you can't give them to him. Those are for other people. Those are for the orders that are still being made. She's like, but these are already ready and that's all he wants. And they're, you know, the stuff that you're supposed to be able to just walk in the door, you know, the hot and now ready to walk in, get it, and walk the fuck out. All right. So, like, it's not like I had a stack of pizzas or any other shit. She's like, no, he's got to wait until all these other orders are completed. Then we'll fucking give him his shit. It's like, are you fucking insane? I mean, that just is just crazy. And again, you know, please, anybody chime in, tell me if I'm wrong here. But you know, like even the girl was like, that doesn't make any sense. What he ordered is ready right there now, and I can give it to him. And by the time that shit's ready, y'all could have made more of this type thing or whatever. Just, but yeah. So at any rate, I'm standing there for a few, and I'm just being cool, and I'm just like, you know what? This really doesn't make no sense. You know, I turn around, double check the menu, and I'm like, okay, those are on the hot and now menu. Like those are the specific items that you're supposed to be able to walk in the store and walk out with. And the fact that all these other assholes don't put the shit in on an app, just I mean, the fuck, how's that my problem? And then she's like, oh, well, you want a job? You think you could do this better? I'm like, bitch, I know I can do it better. I fucking ran in Chanelos when I was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was, one of the headline cooks. It ain't that damn hard. But beyond that, y'all, like, this is y'all's platform, how y'all work and everything like that, and all this other bullshit. And this is like how you advertise you're able to get your product. You know, that's not my idea. But at any rate, this one gentleman was like, it's going to be like 45 minutes for me to get my pizza. And I put in that order an hour ago. He was like, no, I want my money back. Like, I'm ready to, I got to go. And when he said that, I was like, you know what? Let me get my money back. And, she was like, no, you're going to wait. And I'm like, no. And you need to eat a Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, see, that's the problem, man. I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm not eating there. Holmes, look, if you want to fucking, there's a story. It's either on my Whoop-Ash Racing channel or it's on this one. But yeah, it's a KFC horror story. I spilled the whole deal on what the deal is with KFC and like why I won't eat there. No. All I will tell you, if you do get the extra crispy, never the original. Because I don't know about every store and how they are set up, but the one back in the day, the marinating machine was right next to the mop drain where we put all the nasty mops and everything like that. At the end of the night, and it was all moldy, and mildewed, and just. Ugh. But yeah, so back to my whole Little Caesar story. So basically, me and this woman are going back and forth. I'm like, look, just give me my money back. She was like, I'm busy doing other stuff. And I'm like, no, you're going to give me my money back because I'm not standing here waiting 45 minutes for my items that are literally sitting right there. I was like, because you're going to make me sit here for 45 minutes and then you're going to give me the same shit that you could have given me 45 minutes ago. I was like, either give me my money back or give me my items. I was like, it's that simple. And of course, I had to apologize to everybody that was standing around me. I'm like, look, everybody, I am really sorry, but I was like, the more I think about this, the more it makes absolutely no sense to me. And I was like, I'm not trying to cut y'all or be in front of y'all or anything like that, but that's how they advertise their shit. I don't know what all y'all have, but, if I got to wait for them to make your entire order just to get these two items that are already sitting right there ready, how the hell does that make any sense? And like I said, the little girl at the cashier, I told her multiple times, I was like, you have done an excellent job. I was like, you should be running the store. I was like, she is a moron. you absolutely have excellent customer service and common sense. Like this bitch is just fucking just oh my god, just ridiculous, ridiculous. Just a Karen running the store. Like I don't know if she's the owner, but look, it is the Little Caesars on Caratoke Highway, Route 168, North Carolina. Fuck you. You can eat a dick. I hope you go out of business. Fuck you. So, yeah, John, I totally feel you on that one. Yeah, if no, you know what I'm saying. I'm not putting in my own order and doing all that other bullshit. If it's gonna be all like that, then just fucking, I'm not going there. You know, fuck McDonald's, fuck all them. You know, they're gonna make it to where I'm just not gonna go. You know, I'm just tired of their bullshit. Like again, okay, how good was the fast food back in the '80s, you guys? And again, all the people that love my wrestling shows or like my wrestling people, you hear about like how they used to travel on the roads and everything like that. Man, you remember like the McDLT? Who remembers the McDLT? Oh my god, that shit was so good. It had the two whole sides, and you know you had to put it together. And yeah, man, yeah. Like I don't know. I used to love getting Big Macs back in the day, and even now, like the McDonald's Big Mac combo meal is probably one of my favorites to get. But I can't tell you the last time I actually had a really good Big Mac, like where it was assembled well, it looked like the picture, and was a real Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, it always used to remember, oh my God, underachiever, yes, 99-cent Whoppers when I was in high school. Yes, 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 yes. That was the bomb. Like there was no better deal. 99-cent Whoppers, and then you could go to Taco Bell and you could get like three-quarters of the menu for like $5. Like the tacos, I think regular tacos are like 49 cents, and taco supreme taco was like 69 cents. Yeah, man. Oh, dude, that was the bomb. That they actually had. Yeah, see, John. Like, okay, what was your favorite fast food from the '80s, and like, and or what like the limited time special type deals? Um, See, now I'm getting all hungry. My fucking mouth's watering. I just keep thinking about that McDLT. I can't have it. It's just, ah, yeah, I know. It's no fair. Um, but yeah, like when I was a kid, the Big Mac always reminded me of like the sandwiches you always see Scooby and Shaggy eating. You know, the big triple layer sandwiches. Uh, that's kind of why I like a club sandwich. Um, I mean, their club sandwiches are good, but again, when I was a kid, it was like a Scooby and Shaggy sandwich, and you know, that was just the bomb. Uh, do you guys remember Roy Rogers? Yeah, Roy Rogers Roasters. Or no, was it Kenny Rogers Roasters? Damn it, what was it? It was Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers was really good. Um, I don't like Whataburger or Jack in the Box. But again, I've been to them after the year 2000. So, yeah. Like, but both of neither one of them impressed me. Like, it was kind of okay. Um, Hardee's, I like their breakfast and their fried chicken. Some of y'all might know that as Carl's. Uh, you know, like I said, you know, their stuff's okay. Their burgers aren't all that. Um, like the best overall tasting burger is definitely the Whopper. That the flame broiled Whopper definitely tastes the best. But again, I just remember everything in the '80s, like when I was growing up as a kid, just tasting so much fucking better than it does now. Like when I eat the stuff now, I'm just not reminded of what it used to taste like. I mean, I don't know. It kind of tastes similar, but it doesn't taste as good. Either it's just I've gotten to the point to where or it really just don't taste right. Um, and like McDonald's fries are still pretty good, but they're not as good as they used to be when they actually cooked them in lard. Like they used to be fucking excellent. Uh, yeah, and see that's the thing. Like that's one of the weird ones. Okay, so as a child, my family used to cook out and cook pork ribs and stuff like that all the time. So I got the real deal pork ribs, and it was great. Um, but when it came to that McRib sandwich, I was never a fucking fan as a kid. Here in my like after being 40 years old, when it came out a few years back, I got one. Ugh, ugh. Because I usually always get one when it would come out and be reminded of how shitty it was, and it was like and not get any more. After turning 40 years old, like I don't know, man, it's like been like crack. They still taste like shit to me, but I just crave them. Like I just still want one. It's like the last time they had it out, I went and got like four or five, like two or three a week, till I kind of got my fill of it. Because it was out for just that limited time. Um, but yeah, even then, they still weren't that good, and it really depends on where you go to get it. Because like some jackasses put way too much barbecue sauce on it, some of them don't put enough, and some don't do the right onions. Like I don't know. Like that's the one thing that used to be super great about McDonald's was like kind of consistency. Then it kind of got consistently shitty everywhere, and now it's just you have no idea whether it's just going to be right, wrong, and different. You know, uh, because like for example, the McRib's supposed to have like onion chunks, like an actual diced, cut up onion. They had fucking the little diced onions that they put on the cheeseburgers on mine on the last place I went. I was like, that's not right at all. Did not have the same flavor, didn't have the same texture. But yeah, I mean, uh, that's like, does McDonald's still have the filet of fish? I mean, I remember that was real big back in the 80s. No, John LaCroix, I did not know that. I was born in the late 70s, so I would not be aware of such events. Jack in the Box, like they literally got popped for fucking having kangaroo, making their burgers out of kangaroo meat. No shit. Like you can't be spreading like false craziness, man. Like, don't get me sued. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit, that's just insane. So, other than Ric Flair on TBS, in the '80s screaming about Rolex, how did you guys learn about Rolexes and like where was the first place you heard about them from? Uh, like I said, for me, the whole introduction and just idea of that is a prestigious item. There's something to shoot for. It's a big goal. Uh, what is like with Ric Flair? I mean, the man was the world champion, and like I was saying earlier, and kind of got sidetracked. He was talking about his Rolexes cost 10, 15,000 back then, and that was when they were not selling for 10, 15,000. He had the diamonds and like he had the fully Mac Daddy ones from Rolex, uh, in the solid gold models. So those, the same ones that are going for 40, $50,000 nowadays. Um, so yeah, I mean that's kind of perspective. But I would say that like Rolex owes that man a watch per year for every year he was on TV because he did more advertising for them than anybody else than I've ever seen. Like I don't know whether they were kicking him money or whatever. Like I said, because I mean I know Rolex is a prestigious item, and it was something he would always be like, "And my Rolex watch, costs more than most of y'all's houses." And again, that sounds ridiculous now, but man, in the '80s, you could get a house for 15, $20,000 still. Like that was a real fucking thing. Uh, it was great, tasted great. John, are you playing with us, man? Are you saying that those kangaroo burgers were not half bad, or are you trying to say that you were hopping mad? Well, I'm sure he probably got some decent deals from the AD and all that stuff, but because like he had his regular spots he would go back to, but I don't know if I've never heard of or been aware of any kind of formal deal or like I've always heard of him say he's bought all his Rolex watches. I've never heard Rolex come out and say, "Shit, we done given him 12 watches because all the good press that he gave us." But I mean, I don't know what to say. If anybody deserves it, it would damn sure be that man. Because, like I said, he was on TBS, national cable TV, the Superstation, which meant you could get it even if you didn't have cable. If you had an antenna that was good enough, you could actually pick it up. Um, and I mean, you know, just once you got to the WWF and WWE, he was still saying the same things. But yeah, like I said, it just that was the main advertising. Like I had never seen a Rolex commercial or advertisement. And even with watching racing and stuff like that, um, because I'm down here in the South, all the racing I saw was NASCAR, Bush racing, or Winston Cup and Bush racing back in the day. Um, so Rolex wasn't a sponsor of none of that because that wasn't really their crowd, which it really should have been because, you know, a Rolex was a working man's tool watch for the longest time. But like at this like age and time frame, this is where they were transitioning from just tool utilitarian, beefy, do it all tough ass watches to kind of luxury and tough. In which now they're kind of leaning more on the reputation of the toughness, but want to be paid more like it's all luxury, even though it's not. Because stainless steel is stainless steel, and that's a damn tool watch. That's not like I do not see how a stainless steel watch really should be considered luxury. I just don't. You know, even if like it was a two tone watch such as this, um, kind of luxury. It's spiffy, but it's not. It's still like this is a little flashy, but I don't know. Um, like I said, it just I don't know. I think Rolex needs to remember who the hell they are, and who they are is a super badass utilitarian work watch. They are a workhorse. There's nothing wrong with being a very, a luxury workhorse, but you're still a workhorse and you're made for the working man. Okay? You were not made just for the fucking elite. You were made for the everyday Joe who wanted the best shit for himself. So Rolex, you need to get off your fucking shit and get back to, you know, reason, just reality. you know, y'all shit does stink, and fucking you ain't all that damn much better than the rest of the world. There you go. I said it. Rolex needs to get back to the world of reality. You know, the Rolex gold watches, even though they're trading under their retail value or list retail value, still doesn't do us, the common man, any fucking good. Like the fact that that watch is now damn near almost $10,000 under its original list price still doesn't do me any fucking good because $30,000 is still way too much. You know, and again, this is just my opinion because if I had it my way, the Submariner that I would get would be the all white gold bluesy, or not bluesy, the Smurf. Sorry, just that's the one I would really like to get. I understand it'd be heavy as fuck. I would much prefer it in the stainless steel configuration, but you can't get it like that. But again, I'll never spend $30,000 on a fucking watch. Okay, like I don't think I'd spend $30,000 on a fucking 10-pound brick of gold. Like a 10-pound solid 24 karat gold brick. Like, I mean, I might because I think that's supposed to be worth more than 30,000. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there's not $30,000 worth of gold in that watch. I mean, right? So the movement's not solid gold. Like the watch itself might be, it's all 18 karat or whatever, but like there might be fucking $5,000 or $6,000 worth of gold there. So and I mean, yeah, it just yeah. I mean, it just I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Because again, like okay, Underachiever just made an excellent point. His ceiling was 15 on a root beater, right? And I'm pretty sure he got that brand new at the AD. So, with that being said, that's a two-tone. So it's not solid gold, but there's lots of gold components on it. And it's a little more expensive, but not that much more expensive than the regular stainless steel model. So, you know, with that being said, how the fuck does it jump from 15 to 40? Like, I mean, I get it that one's stainless steel case and one's a solid gold case. But damn it, there's not fucking $25,000 worth of gold there. Again, like these are the problems. Like this is the issues that motherfuckers that have lots of money need to be stopping and going, yo, just because I got lots of money, like, no, that's not worth that. You know, like I said, in my opinion, a real Submariner, or not a real, but a stainless steel Submariner, if it was right around $4,000 or $5,000, that seems reasonable. Like the price of a Tudor, that seems pretty like a reasonable price for a high-end luxury, super well-built watch. The gold ones, like a solid gold one, in my opinion, at maximum $20,000 max. I mean, just and even then, I feel like you're getting butt fucked hardcore. Like there's not $20,000 worth of gold there. You know what I'm saying? Even if we'll say it's $6,000 worth of gold, so double the value of the gold at $12,000 for having to work it, machine it, and do all the other bullshit, plus the movement and everything else. So, like, I don't. Yeah, you're already making an ass load. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying there's $6,000 worth of melted gold, well, fuck. I mean, that would only be, like I said, you know, 12, 20. Yeah, I mean, you're making five to $10,000 on the watch. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so motherfuckers are like, oh, $30,000 for this watch and or $40,000. Man, there's no fucking way. But at the same time, they're trying to also tell you that a Ford F-150 now is worth $75,000, $80,000. No, no. It seems like something crazy. Uh, yeah. Well, and see, like that's the thing. Underachiever. Like, I would love to get my hands on even a solid yellow gold with the blue dial and blue bezel would be cool. Um, I would prefer the white dial, but that's or not the white dial, but the white gold. But that's because it looks like stainless steel, which is crazy that I would want the one that looks like stainless steel or silver or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's prettier to me. Uh, like, like even in even today, like I put on my Invicta that I had the SW200 swapped into just because I don't have an all gold watch anymore. But so I'd have a little two tone, and I put on my grandfather's ring. It's 14 karat, just so I can feel a little bling like Mr. Flair. You know, because like I said, that's what I was really wanting to talk about was just how he. I don't know, like it just there's got to be some kind of news story on it or anything, or if anybody happens to know if he was getting paid by Rolex or he was getting free watches from them or what the deal was because I mean, I know that they were status symbols, and it was like his alligators. And he used to also promote like a specific tailor in like Kansas City um, that did real fine tailoring. Which again, I'm sure he was getting a kickback on that one. But yeah, I mean, I've never seen Flair wear a Rolex that wasn't gold, and it looked like he had a thing for the date just and the presidentials. Uh, I don't know if he ever had one of the Daytonas or, um, to be honest, I'm not sure what all he's got in his collection. That'd be something awesome. Like Ric Flair, if you ever see this, I would love to come and do a fucking watch review of your collection and just hang out and talk watches and old wrestling and yeah, it'd be very cool. I'm sure you'll never see this and it'll never happen, but in the off chance that you do, I would love to come down there and or you can come here, just whatever. You know, it would definitely be very cool. I don't know. Let's see. It looks like we're rolling up on an hour, and I don't know. Y'all got anything else good going on today? I know you're out at the lake and about to go out on the sea doo there under Cheever. Um, yeah, and steak like with the tutors and whatnot. Me and Joe were talking about it the other day. Jody Sylvia, and one of the things that I like about the tutor is that if you do buy one new, you might lose a little bit of money, but you're not going to lose a ton of money. It's not like buying an Omega, like where when you buy the Omega, if you buy it new, you're taking it in the ass if you ever decide to sell it. Like that's just the way it's going to be. Because it's like Mr. Jody, he bought one brand new and went to go back and trade it back in because he decided he wanted a different Omega, and they just fucking rammed it to him. Well, see, the Yamaha is a better damn jet ski, anyways. I've owned all of the above, Yamaha and Sea-Doo. But yeah, the Yamaha is much better, uh, faster. They're not as comfortable to ride, but they definitely are. zippier and dippier, and they're much more um, impressive. Uh, the Sea-Doos they're a much more luxurious ride on the water. They don't turn as good, and they break down all the fucking time, like constantly breaking down. Where the Yamaha ones that I had all run like a champ. They all ran great. Never had a problem with that. So, you know, that is what it is. Uh, I got a little news on my San Martin here before we hop off of here. Uh, San Martin has pissed me the fuck off. So, any watches that you're going to be seeing are watches that I already own and have either already done stuff or, have yet to do things on. But I'm not going to be featuring San Martin's new lineup or anything from them on the AliExpress store for quite a while. And the reason why is the screw on this one came loose again. It actually fell all the way out after you guys saw me tighten it up in a video. Uh, I messaged them. I told them what had happened and asked them, how they would like to handle it, whether they'd like to send me a shipping label or if they would like to just maybe send me another movement, and I would be happy to switch, the dial and hands over to the new movement, and we could just call it good. At any rate, uh, they proceeded to tell me that I needed to ship the watch back and pay for the shipping and not be reimbursed. And I'm like, no, because this watch here, I want to say it was like originally priced at like 389. I wound up getting it for about 340 out the door. So either way, still $340. I paid a lot of money for this watch. I didn't get any kind of deal other than it was on sale and a coupon deal. On top of that, because this is now August, I placed my very first order with them in the month of August. So we are just now at the 12-month point. I have spent $3,578.53 with San Martin official store on AliExpress in a year's time. All right. Lots of watches, lots and lots of accessories, all kinds of things. Now, I'm telling them that I have a problem. I show them a video of the problem. They know who I am. They know that I review watches for them. You know what I'm saying? Not really for them, but you know what I'm saying? Like they do give me discounts on watches, so I can afford more to be able to review. At any rate, the gist of the story is throughout all this bullshit is that they know all that. They know how much money I spent, and they were like, no, you pay for the shipping to ship it back. And then when I finally break bad on them, I'm like, no, I have spent over $3,578.53 with you in less than a year. I could have bought me a proper fucking tutor for that goddamn amount of money. And then on top of all that other bullshit, my man Michael Rakos, who just showed up here, he had an issue with Sujes. He had bought one watch from them. They sent him a shipping label. He sent it back. They tried to fix it. It wasn't right. Or they sent it back to him. It wasn't right. They send him a new watch. That's not a one watch purchase. Okay, here it is. I am a fucking reviewer, an influencer, and I have spent over $3,000 with you, and you're going to tell me I need to pay the fucking shipping? Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind? I mean, and again, if anybody thinks that I'm wrong, please chime in. You tell me that no, this is totally acceptable. That watch is supposed to have a 2-year international warranty. Okay? It ain't my fault the goddamn thing's fucking falling apart. You know what I'm saying? Now, with all that being said, I tell them, I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm telling the internet and I'm telling everybody this is the way it is and this is what's going on. I'm also telling them I'm not going to send it back because the shipping on it, PSC again, this is one of the other things that San Martin does. If you ever notice that when you get a watch shipped from AliExpress, all of them are valued at $49. It doesn't matter what you paid for it or what they're selling it at. I guess to get around whatever tariff or tax or whatever for the United States, they say everything is under $49. So basically, they are committing fraud on the regular to not have to pay full shipping prices on these items. And again, the watch may only cost them $49 to fucking make the damn thing. So to them, it may be only worth $49. I don't know, but this does raise some red flags because if this is only $49 and you're charging $389, well, you are butt fucking people pretty goddamn hard. And if not, then you're butt fucking the government's pretty hard. So which is it? At any rate, they wanted me, they were like, we'll give you a $10 or $20 shipping voucher. I'm like, no, the shipping's gonna be like $65. The watch is valued at $380. I want it insured for the correct amount in case something happens to it. And they're like, no, don't do that. You know, blah, blah, blah. Do it like this so we get it for $20. I'm like, no. No. So I took the watch to, and at that point again, I should have just busted out the email so I could just read it all to you guys. And if anybody fucking questions whether I'm telling y'all the truth or not, just ask. I will fucking make another video and I will read the fucking shit right off of the fucking email. Everything. Think I'm lying. Back to what I was saying. So I took this over to my boy Mahmood, the watchmaker. And, you know, luckily for San Martin, he just wasn't in the mood to be on camera and all that. But Mahmood popped the back open, took the screw out, and could see where the screw had been manufactured incorrectly. He took one out of a true SW200 that he had laying around that was a parts piece and put it in there. And now, no more fucking noise. See that, San Martin? No fucking noise. Jackasses. So it's not that I think the San Martin watches are crap or whatever. What I'm trying to tell you is that their warranty, it ain't worth shit. Because they want you to do a whole bunch of retarded bullshit when it's easier just to take it to a fucking professional, have them fix it real fast, and give it right back to you. All right? And again, for me, luckily, Mahmood was my boy. You know, it was a simple little fucking quick 5-second thing. And again, I kind of knew it was going to be. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know 100% what the damn deal is. Sorry, John, I was reading your thing. You know, and sorry, it just, yeah, I'm a little frustrated and irritated, but yeah, at any rate, luckily he didn't charge me, but normally that would have been $50-$60 easy. Like most watchmakers here in the States, they're not even going to open up the watch for less than $50 because it's just not worth the risk. You know, you dick in the amp, something goes wrong. Oh, I'm going to blame you. Now you need to fix it. Blah blah blah. And yeah, exactly, Mike. That's the whole issue, dude. Like, this is why I'm bringing it up. It's just, I still think San Martin makes an excellent watch. This is the only one that I've had an issue out of. That's not actually true. There's one other one, but I caused the problem on that, and I take full responsibility. I fucked it up. So I'm going to buy another movement for it and just have it repaired, or just swap the movements out. And again, that just comes down to a cost thing because I could take it in my mood. My mood could fucking fix the movement for me and put that one back in. But by the time I get done paying my mood, I could have bought the movement for $30 and took a few minutes out of my time and just swapped the dial and hands over. So that's probably what I'm going to do because, again, I like to practice and I like to tinker on things. And since I've already broke the other one, you know, it's kind of like, fuck it, full send. Um, so I don't know, but like they need to make that kind of shit right. You know what I'm saying? Like it just that's what I told them, Mike or Mike and Underachiever and all that was. I was like, if somebody like me who has spent that kind of money in less than a year and has a platform to fucking tell on y'all on can't get good treatment on a one warranty thing out of like 20 fucking watches I've ordered from them. It might not be that many. It might be like 15. But either way, like if I've done ordered 15 items from you and one time I'm like, hey, I got this one little small fucking problem. Just this one little thing is fucking going on. But it's kind of a big thing because if he keeps doing it, it's going to fucking destroy the watch, and that's not what I want. I mean, you see what I'm saying? And like again, don't send me a whole watch. I don't need a whole new watch. And I told him, that was one thing I forgot to tell you guys. In one of the emails, I told him I was like, you want me to send this watch back and pay for it to be sent back? Refund me all my money, and you can just keep the fucking thing. And like that broke my heart to even say that, but that's how mad I was because this is one of my absolute fucking favorite watches. Like this is one of my absolute favorites. I never really thought that this would be one of the watches that I want or wanted so bad, but like I love fucking wearing this watch. It is comfortable. It has made me want a real date just 10 times more than what I ever did in the past. Like in the past, I didn't even consider it. It's like nope, not interested. Don't want it. Mm-mm. Got a 40 mil version of this. Liked it. It was kind of cool. Had gotten some compliments on it and everything like that. And like I said, it wasn't until I got the one for Katie that had that dial, and then that 36 millimeter, and it just made me like fall in love with it. Like, and even if I don't get the real Rolex, man, like I said, I'm super happy with this one. But like, I just want this one to last and be good for long, long time. I want it to love me a long time. Yeah, like I said, I just absolutely love this watch. Like it is one of my absolute fucking favorites. Uh, you know, just like again, they keep fucking around. Like I like this Invicta build that I had done and whatnot, but I'll take the fucking SW200 out of this motherfucker and put it in this one and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep playing around because and I'll put this one in that one. I mean, just yeah. Because like I said, this is my favorite. I mean, that just looks so good. And I mean, Mike, like you and me were talking last night on Instagram. Like the 36 and a half, like 36 millimeter, it just for our wrist size, it's fucking really it's perfect. Um, I I, I wanted a 40 mil version of this. Uh, I was originally thinking of the 40 mil version, and after I got the 36, I called up the AD and I'm like, yo, just take the 40 mil, take that off the list. I want the 36, and it's because it fits the wrist so much better. It just is so much more like I don't know. It just looks better to me. But yeah, like, and like that might be the move. Is that I might just you know have this one taken back apart again and swap the movement over from this one to that one and that one to this one because like I said, this is an Invicta watch. You know, it it's got the Invicta SW200 out of one of the Grand Reserve models. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. Uh, no, camera's not going to focus good enough on it. Oh well. But yeah, it's got the SW200 Grand Reserve in there, and it's kind of cool because it's got the clear case back. you know, from the NH being an NH35A model, which like I said, it's just it's kind of sweet being able to see the rotor swing around. But yeah. No, like I said, I was very disappointed in the whole deal and whatnot. Like I just kind of figured Sam Martin would done a lot better on that kind of thing, man. It just I was a little surprised. I was like, look, I want to get. Say, look, do you know of a glue that I can use on the screw so it stops falling out? Is there something else I need to do? This and that. And like I said, they wanted me to ship that thing back, and I'm just like, no. Like, I mean, the whole shipping it back wasn't the problem. They wanted me to pay for it to be shipped back. And they're like, then we'll decide whether or not we want to actually warranty it for you and then go from there. It's like, yeah, no, that doesn't work at all. You know what I'm saying? Because what if you guys get to watch and you're like, oh no, this isn't. We don't want to warranty this either. And see, once you've agreed to already take it in the ass on paying for the shipping, well, you've kind of agreed to take it in the ass on the whole watch at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll get that bitch and they'll be like, oh, well, we won't ship it back to you unless you pay us to fix it or you pay us to ship it back or whatever. And yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, like, so Mike, what I was asking earlier in the video was where was the first places that you had heard of Rolex? And again, you're up in New York in a big city, so and see, John, I thought about some Loctite or a little bit of super glue or whatever, but I don't know how the mechanism is in there. Like that is not a screw that should have to have Loctite on it. You know what I'm saying? And like if you put it in there and it gets on something that is supposed to rotate and move, uh, that'll just fuck up the whole deal. So no. Yeah. See. Okay. See, for me, Mike, it was 80s wrestling and Ric Flair who introduced me uh, to the whole Rolex watch game and being you had to be a badass and a motherfucker with some dough to have one. Um, and see, like I was telling my buddy, or I was telling Jody about my buddy Keith. He wound up getting a Breitling chronograph when he was on tour in Iraq. Uh, yeah, like okay, underachiever. I'm not talking about the screw links. I'm talking about the rotor screw in the very back of the watch. But that is good to know. Like because I've been wondering which Loctite to use on the fucking screw links, like for the bracelets. I did not know which one. Like I use blue, red, and green at work, but they are all way too heavy duty for the idea of putting that on any of the screws was like, oh no way in hell would I do that because you'll never get them out. Like you put any of them Loctite substances on the screw links and it's a wrap. That shit ain't coming apart. Um, but yeah, it's one of them things. You hear about how much money Rolex spends on their marketing and stuff like that, and it's just I don't know. I started kind of asking myself like, well, where? And I mean, I see all the green Rolex signs at a lot of like the big F1 races, um, like the big places where it takes big boy money to even be competing in it, like yacht races and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where oh, I just got $15 million to burn, I feel like buying a race car team. And it's not like I don't even think $15 million would take you very far in the fucking race car world. Not these days. Like back in the day, you'd have been king of the world in the race car world for $15 million. Actually, the old adage is, how do you make $1 million in racing? Start off with $10 million. Then you're going to lose that money. It's going to go bye bye. Really? Flair wears an Apple Watch? I've never seen him wear an Apple Watch, but again, I don't really pay attention to what he does here, or I haven't not been paying as much attention to what he does lately. Um, I could maybe see him wearing an Apple Watch just because, like, I know he had some health issues and all that kind of stuff for a little bit. Uh, I got you. And we're seeing like that. That's the thing, Mike. Uh, I don't know because like you were talking about, you were in the Diamond District the other day, and there was watches galore, just Rolexes as far as the eye could see. Every vendor had like 20, 30, 40 watches, and how Rolex has nothing. Um, I was going to say it's kind of disproportionate to the population, but at the same time, New York City is such a dense population of people, and I mean just a ridiculous amounts of people. I don't know. Like I just yeah, and like the SKX5, that's like I was having a debate with myself the other morning. Like I couldn't figure out which watch I wanted to wear. I wound up going with the Seiko Turtle because it was raining outside and it was on the rubber strap. Um, but I was kind of wanting to wear the SKX5. Uh, I really enjoy that watch for the $200 price point. Um, I just wish they ran more accurately, and like that's where I have a lot of issues at because at that $200 to $500 range of Seiko watches, um, the Chronos, as you're just saying there, the San Martins, and the Sujes all offer a super excellent watch. I mean, they just offer really great watches for the money. And now that they're starting to offer their divers with the possibility of a Jubilee bracelet, I mean that's just gangbusters. Um, and for that kind of money, you know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the things that I really liked about the Seikos is that they had Jubilee style bracelets on their watches, even though that the bracelet was or is pretty much crap. Um, like the Seiko, like I paid $75 for a fucking Seiko, and a genuine Seiko bracelet, and it just was complete shit. It was sloppy and loose, and the clasp was not very great at all. Um, and they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, we can make it fit on there," because I tried to get it to fit and it would not fit on my Seiko 5 watch, um, or SKX5, but I wound up taking it back and getting my $75 back. Uh, the one that I got for like $30, it went on there and I ain't taking it off. Um, Kind of want to put it back on the Oyster, but I just really like the way it looks on the Jubilee. Uh, and it just, I don't know, it gives it such a classy look. Like, I don't know. And I like this style clasp, which is You know what I mean? It's nice and milled. Um, but I mean that just looks so much better like that than on the oyster. You know, and like I said, for a $30 bracelet, this thing fits the case. Excellent. I got this off of eBay, but believe it or not, you can get this bracelet from AliExpress. Um, and you might as well just go to AliExpress and order it from there, just because the guy I ordered mine from drop shipped it from fucking AliExpress. So yeah, just one of them things. Um, but yeah, like they got the push pull crown on the SKX5, um, which is okay. Again, not my absolute favorite thing. Uh, because I mean, I got this at 30% off, and it was still $200, which is what the sale price on the internet can be. Uh, could this be my one and only watch? If I didn't have any others, obviously yes, this would totally get the job done. Um, because its 100 meters water resistance is more than enough for what I want to do. I'm not going to go that much further down in the damn water. But you know, would this satisfy all my needs and wants? I mean, it does a right damn good job. The lumen's good. It's date. The bezel action head was getting real heavy and real stiff. I had to actually just give it a good scrub them with a toothbrush, get the dirt and the grit out from underneath of it, and yeah, it's been all right since then. But it's that price point of right around that two, like I said, $200 to $500. Um, like the turtle that I got from Jody. Me and him were talking about it. Like there's things I really like about that watch, and there's things that I can't stand. Uh, like I really like the watch's side profile. Um, like how it looks this way. I really like this on the turtle, but like on the turtle, when you look at it from the front, it is just ugly as fuck. Um, like this one, actually, I prefer the way this watch looks to most of the others. I just wish it had a screw down crown and a slightly better movement. The bezel action is acceptable. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's actually I actually kind of like this a little bit better than the turtle when this one is acting correctly, because this has just got a little bit more resistance. The turtle's a little too soft. It spins a little too easy. Let's see. The deal yesterday, liked it. It looks like the one versus one Rolex to him. Agree that looks nice. What do you think of the Tudor Pelagos? I really like the Pelagos as far as the case dimensions and everything like that, James. I haven't got to actually see it in person. I've gone by the AD multiple times to try and see one. They never have one there. Um, I will say, and again, I understand Tudor, San Martin, but I do have the San Martin titanium watch, and that has kind of cured me of um, wanting any titanium watches in that size. It's too lightweight for me. Um, I would like I still want the Tudor Pelagos, or at least an opportunity to put one in my hands and then make a decision. Um, but the San Martin has kind of turned me off of it, off the titanium dive, or the titanium Submariner Rolex type diver. I'm just not interested. It's too lightweight. Um, like I really like the way these watches feel at that 130 to 150 gram range. Like that's where they feel the most comfortable to me. And I know, like, well, if it's lighter weight, it should be easier and this and that. Yeah, see, underachiever, I can't believe you passed on that 39. I kind of wish you'd have got it and let me buy it from you. Because like I said, they still won't even show me one. Um, but yeah, it's it is what it is. Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to set my time and date on this, but I'm going to put this one on here. Today's about the 5th. Yeah, it's 146. I'm sure it's going to probably try and flip the date. Yep, fucking bitch. All right, you motherfucker. Motherfucker. 1 o'clock. Bam. All right, sorry, we got that all set now. Yeah. See, it's so tempting to underachiever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's yes, I do want it, but I really would like to put it in, like, it's one of them deals where I wish my AD had one so I could see it in my hands and touch it and feel it. And even though he wouldn't sell it to me, I could be like, yes, this is a go, or no, it's not. Because it's not like, hey man, buy me this hamburger so I can try it out real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's a $3,000 or $4,000 purchase. Or it might be even closer to 5,000. I think it was like 4,500 plus your taxes and blah blah blah. And like that's the whole thing. Like a few months ago, I would have been like full send, do it. Um, but like I said, it just the San Martin titanium. It just I like it, but and like this, it's kind of the whole thing of uh like the issue that I'm having with wanting to run down there for the tutor is that on paper I like it. The 39 millimeter, all that, it's fucking dope. All that kind of good stuff. And like this is the San Martin diver, and like this has got the mill sub hands, which I prefer over fucking Mercedes hands or the damn stupid snowflakes hands on a tutor. Like that's my biggest problem with the tutor. I don't like the fucking hour hand. Like that's the main thing. I really don't like their hour hand. Uh, but like this watch fits and wears very very nice, and the titanium seems to be holding up quite well, and hides the scratches excellent. But it just feels wrong, and the reason why it feels wrong is because it's so fucking lightweight. Like when you look at this and you look at this and you put the two of these in your hands, this feels about right for what you're holding. This feels way too light. It feels, and again, when I say when it feels cheap, it's because of the weight. It's not because of how it's finished or the polishing or any of that stuff, because all that is excellent. Um, Again, I think this is like an ignorance is bliss kind of thing. I think if I had never worn a stainless steel watch in that Goldilocks range of 130 to 150, this would probably be the bee's knees to me. But again, since Tudor doesn't do a Cyclops on any of their date models, I would have to go with the no date version, which would be extremely similar to this. Um, but again, I have to double check, but I'm almost positive that this is also 39 millimeters, grade 5 titanium. This has got the PT 5000, so extremely comparable. Like, just because actually, I want to say the Tudor is supposed to be made out of grade 2 titanium all the way through. Um, so San Martin is claiming that the case and the bracelet on this is grade 5. And judging by the way the scratches are on it and the buckle, which they claim is grade 2, and the case back, which is grade 2, um, I would have to fucking fully agree, because from everything I read, grade 2 scratches up easy, or a lot easier than grade 5. And that is for damn sure. The buckle has got scratches all over it. The bracelet and shit, no, not so much. So I don't know. Like, underachiever, I'll tell you what. Yeah, see. Okay, underachiever. If I went with your logic, I wouldn't own 95% of the shit I have. And I'm not saying your logic is flawed, because honestly, had I not started the fucking channel, the watch channel, I would have never bought another watch after the Junos. That's a fucking fact. Um, I wouldn't even been too worried about even a real Rolex at that point. Like, maybe for the date just, I would have gone, got me one. But yeah, I mean the Junos, yeah, I mean the those are by far my fucking favorite watches. They're the most comfortable. They're the ones that I love to wear the most. Those are the ones that I feel like I'm really wearing something high quality. Uh, and it's not that these don't feel like quality. It's just it's in comparison. And underachiever, you can back me up on this. You got the Rolex, you got the Submariners. I would be very willing to bet it is hard pressed to really differentiate how much difference in quality or luxury there is between them. Where if you don't put on anything super good, like, as you know, or a Tudor or an Omega or a Rolex, this will feel fucking spectacular to you. It's an ignorance is bliss thing. The problem is that, like I said, I went in my journey. I went Invicta, Pagani, Janot, and see, I wish it would just went fucking Janot and then full stop. Because that would have saved me a shit ton of money. But like, curiosity killed a cat, and like I said, I'm a curious person. And when I kept seeing all these other reviews and all these other watches, that's what really kind of made me like, you know what? I can do this watch review thing, and I really want to see this stuff for myself, because they keep saying that all these other watches are super great and comparable, and it's every new watch that comes out is just as great, or if not even a little bit greater than the last one. So how could the fuck could that be? Um, and in some ways that they are, some ways that they're not. Uh, my buddy Asian Timepiece, he did a thing. It was Jeannot Killer. I know he did that to get my heart going, but he knows the deal. He's had the Jeannots. It's not a contest, but people say, okay, there's always the disqualifiers. This is the best watch in its price bracket or price range or category. Absolutely. Shows that you know. You know what I'm saying? But they're in two completely different price brackets. You know what I'm saying? This is in that 300 to 500 range. And I mean, in the 300 to 500 range, would I pick this over a Steinhardt? Yes. I would definitely go with this over the Steinhardt all day long. Just because the level of quality is on par, if not as good or greater, and I feel like you're really getting more value for your money here because there's titanium and all that other kind of stuff. I like the Roman numerals, but it's not for me, man, because I like glow in the dark. Like that's like on the Rolex that I wanted this. I want it just like this. That kind of blue dial, and I want it with the sticks. Even though that the sticks don't have a lot of room for the loom and they don't glow for super long, I still want it. You know what I'm saying? It just I don't know. I like being able to read the fucking watch in the dark. Uh, Diamond indices is not my thing, and diamond bezel is not. Matter of fact, all that like, extra super bling, no. Now, if I came across a super good deal on a 36 that had the diamonds in the right color blue, I would maybe, if it was like a really super great price, like if it was like below its normal retail price or below the stick price. You get what I'm saying? Like if it was below the normal dial price and all legit and everything, then yeah, I would totally do the diamond. I would probably do diamond over the Roman numeral, but even then, like it would all be about like what I'm getting it for, how new is it. Like if somebody had like a brand new one that he's walked out of the store with, they're like, "Hey man, I'll sell you this at 500 under retail." And it's the right color blue. Like for me, it'd be the blue, then the indices, but it goes stick, diamond, Roman numeral, and that just feels like stick is what I want. Diamond, I like the way that looks just because it's a little more blingy. I like to be a little flashy. And honestly, the Roman numeral is the cooler one to me over the diamond. Like the diamond would really kind of be from everybody else just to be like showing off. I don't know. James, uh, as far as the diver goes, I my pick is the Sea Stern Seaman because it's got the smooth, badass glide lock style bracelet, and it's yeah. Um, but again, I like it with the high beat movement because they sell that with NH35A movement, and then they got their Seagull, which is basically their clone of the SW200, um, which again same kind of basic thing as a PT 5000. Uh, oh yeah, well yeah, it's uh, oh well not okay. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Sujes, which Sujes and Sea Stern are sister companies. So I actually haven't had the Sea Stern watch in my possession yet. I'm going to get one. I've heard, from like the Watcher and stuff like that, they are essentially identical. Um, but yes, the Sujes, what they call the Seaman, Seaman, not spelled the other way. Um, but yeah, the Sujes Seaman is like that's my choice out of if you're gonna go with the AliExpress divers, this is the one that I would suggest go with. Let's see, get that hand out of the way. There. Do, 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 do. But yeah, the Sugess, Suges and Sea Stern are the two. They're like you said, they're sister companies or whatever, or they're owned by the same parent company. Uh, but I like their buckle much better. It's just like the Chronos, and it works exactly like what it is copying. Instead of the cheap ones where it'll hang straight down, this one hangs at a 45 and it glides very nicely. Uh, Works almost as good as my Geno's and actual Rolex glide lock. Um, where San Martin, they've come up with their quick adjust system and all that. And it does work nice, and it is a big game changer for them. It's not like this at all. It is something completely different. Uh, and I like it, but I still like that better. If you like, this one's got a little push button, and you can push it in and, push it and pop it out and all that kind of good stuff. But that has more adjustment. And the way that one is, it's much easier to actually work. It is smoother. Um, the titanium one works good. The stainless steel one works better. Uh, and both of the oyster bracelets work much better than the Jubilee style quick adjust bracelet that they have. Um, because like with the oysters, you can go ahead and put it on where it's like super loose and just kind of push it, and you know what I'm saying, you can get it to adjust up that way, uh, which it's not terrible. Like you can do it, but it does take a little bit of it's a little bit of a pain in the ass trying to tighten it up on your arm, but it does make it easier, and you can do that where you can't do that with that. That's just not happening. Um, but yeah, it's just and again, just to show you all the difference, like this is a cheap glide lock. See how that hangs straight down like that? This is a cheap one. You know what I'm saying? It don't glide that great, but it does adjust, and it does function. It just like it, yeah. Where, like I said, the Sujes, again, I don't know if Sea Stern's like this, but I would imagine it is. Like I said, you just barely touch it, it'll come down. It hangs at that 45, and it just glides real easy. So, like, this is super close to a super clone. Like, super, super close. Like, all you need to do is switch the dial. Now again, like, as far as like the super clones go, they actually have movements in them that are exact copies of Rolex movements, where this is an exact copy of a Sellita SW200. So yeah, but yeah, like I I really love San Martin and their quality and everything like that, but their quality control warranty is ass. Their customer service is ass. Uh, and like I'm just telling you like it is. If somebody who spent as much money as me and has a platform to talk from can't get them to fucking get a shipping label sent to them, or you know without having to threaten a whole bunch of craziness of I'm going to tell everybody that you done fucked me, and I shouldn't have had to do all that, so they better be glad that this is all I'm just being this shitty about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't, put it all in the title of "fuck San Martin." Because believe me, that was the original plan. I was going to get up here and just be like, "Fuck them. I'm never dealing with them again. They can eat a dick, fuck off and die." Which, like I said, that was the original. This is what we're doing. But I'm sure at some point I'm going to want to buy another one of their damn watches because I do like them. I'm just going to do it on the premise of, well, if anything's going to be a problem, I'm just going to have to fucking deal with it on my own and be ready for it. I don't know. maybe after you get off of here, I'm gonna sit down and wind up all my watches and set them all, let them run for a few days. But yeah, I mean, if the Pelagos is anything like this, but obviously higher quality, I wouldn't mind it. But it's going to come down to how much it weighs. Like I really want it because of the way it looks and like all the other boxes it checks. But like I said, this one with I was hoping this one with the sword hands was going to kind of cure all that, but it's definitely put the thought in my mind of, do I want it that bad? Like because I like this one and like I'm not even gonna lie, they gave me this watch, they sold me this watch for 50% off, so I didn't pay the almost $400 they're asking for it. I got it for like 200 and something bucks. So even at 200 something bucks, I'm mm, like I kind of like the stainless steel version better. Since I have both of the exact same model, I like the stainless steel version better, short of the movement. Like I prefer the movement that's in this one because this is a PT 5000, but the stainless steel model feels better on my wrist. Uh, and that was the other kind of crazy thing. Like trying to get the right fit with the titanium has been really hard. Like I have an extra link in this one that I don't normally have. Like normally I take out three links. I took out three links on this one, and the damn watch was on so tight at the loosest adjustment point that trying to snug it up was not even going to work. So I had to put a link back in it, and now it's just ever so slightly loose. So like I'm having a hard time getting the right fit. Where with the stainless steel model, it fits exactly right. And same thing with like the Suggest. Tighten that one up. It fits exactly like it should. See, like, see, you see what I'm saying? Like, it fits exactly like it should. It's not so tight that I can't move it at all, but it doesn't move and jiggle. It doesn't slide up and down. It doesn't do anything crazy. You know, where this one moves around. And again, I understand that doesn't say anything for the Tudor Pelagos itself because they're, you know, may fit completely different, but it doesn't make me hopeful. It's just, uh, I'm just concerned about, $5,000. I wanted to fit just right. And, you know, like with the Genoos, that's one of the things about them. All those watches fit exactly just right. I mean, they just do. And that's one of the things I love the most about them. And the reason why I just eh, like the only watch that I really care to actually get from the AD at this point would be a date just with a fluted bezel, blue dial, or a Batman on the Jubilee, and that's it. Like I don't care about a Submariner. As you were saying earlier, you know like how you got the three watches. I've got 40. I got 40 watches that look just like that. Um, I have not heard anything recently. I'm going to actually reach out to them. I know that it's in the works. Um, I was kind of hoping that they would have already had it worked out by now and had shit in the research development deal done, but no, I guess not. Uh, but I'm also trying. I'm really been pushing on them to do a Jubilee bracelet of some type, um, which I think they're trying to incorporate that, but that like trying to do that on top of other alterations and changes that they may have to make to the case and stuff to fit the different size movement. Um, to be really just slowing the process down. So I don't know. Uh, but I'm going to actually send John an email asking what's up with that, and to be underachiever, and I mean, shoot John an email, ask yourself like, hey, uh, we heard that this would be something in the future. Any idea how close in the future are we talking? Should I be getting my pennies ready now, or do I still got plenty of time? Um, because that the silent service GMT, uh, that would just be the bomb. Like that would be excellent. Uh, it's a damn shame that they can't like. I know of a movement that has the jumping hour hand that would be super badass in that watch. I just don't know that they. I don't know if they would be able to do it. Um, and no, it's not Miyota. Uh, it's one that they actually are putting in the Super Clone GMT Batmans. Um, I recently seen one up close and personal, and yeah, it's it behaves 100% correct. Like on the time grapher, when you go to set it, the quick date setting and all that stuff, all of it works exactly the same. Um, yeah, and like that's the whole thing. Like Mike and Underachiever, it just uh for me, I really like the divers. I really do like the divers. But like if I had to pick a watch, um just I could only have the one, I would go GMT. Like I would either probably wind up picking uh one of my Batman GMTs or whatever. Uh yeah, I would probably go with a GMT watch over the divers, even though I really like the divers more. Um, most GMTs are good for 100 to 200 meters and, do other time zones where the diver really is only good for diving. So, yeah, I totally see that. And I mean, like, I kind of wish that the Explorer 2 had not the silver stainless steel bezel, but like a black ceramic bezel uh, for the 24-hour. That and I wish it rotated. Like that's kind of my other thing. Like I like moving parts. I like like I like the way a diver looks. You know, I didn't actually realize that this part did anything until after I was checking them out, and then somebody was like, "Oh yeah, use this for timing." It's like, oh, okay. Because I just thought that was part of the how they looked. Um, and like that was kind of the whole thing. Like once I learned that that moved, the idea of one that doesn't move is like, well, I don't want one that doesn't move. Fuck that. You know, I like moving parts. I like things that do stuff. Um, but one thing that is real funny though, sitting here playing with all these bezels. Holy crap, this Invicta is tight as hell. Like this thing, it takes a lot of fucking finger muscle to move in comparison to all of these. I mean, like that Seiko, and I mean, this San Martin's bezel action is quite nice. It does have a couple of spots where it has a little hiccup though. Yeah, like right there. There's either some dirt underneath this or something. Because right there. Like you can just feel it tighten up for a second and then start spinning free again. But yeah, I don't know. Underachievers, see if they'll cut you any kind of deal on it, you know, and let me know what kind of price they'll be talking about. Um, I'll try and swing by my guy and see if they have one that I can at least try on. Because the Tudor would be a really nice alternative to, like, when they came out with the Pelagos Titanium 39 millimeter. I called down there and I told them just go ahead and take the Submariner off my list. I think because that's more along the lines of what I really really want, and it's in a way better price range. Uh, oh yeah, no, I kind of see the used prices dropping quite a bit. It just in order for me to jump on a used watch, it's going to have to drop below the original MSRP. Um, I'm not one of them people that like will pay more for something used. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, like I said, vintage antique items, absolutely. To me, everything else depreciates. So you know what I'm saying? And like it's, that's kind of one of the things. Like when I got into the whole watch game a year and a half ago, that I had a really hard time understanding was, when I went into the gray market store and they're like, okay, these are this price and these are that price. And I knew what price I had seen on the Rolex website. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And they're like, well, it's kind of like if you want a bad enough tax. And then when we got down to the other end of the damn, yeah, well, and like that's kind of what I figured. Uh, Watch collector, you know what I'm saying? It just, you know, I know some of these ads try to get a little extra over the MSRP. That's why I was asking, like, see how much they're going to actually want for it. You know, I wasn't I wasn't implying under MSRP. I was implying, are they going to try and fuck you in the butt for any extra? You get what I'm saying? That's all. It's like the damn car lots. The car is only supposed to cost $30,000, but there's only 10 of them out here in the whole East Coast. So you want a car, we got one of the 10, it's going to cost you an extra 10 grand, type thing. And yeah, I'm not into that type deal. Because when people are like, oh my God, well, the demand is this high. Well, fuck it. I'll just wait till the demand ain't there. You know, they're like, well, why the hell would you want it then? If I really wanted it that bad, then, why can't I be patient for it? You know, uh, patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait. Let's see. Get my guy know what I'm wanting to pay. Ah, understood. Understood. Yeah. Well, like I said, I keep bugging my guy down here, man. Uh, I don't know. I might ride over to see them tomorrow or later this afternoon if Katie ever brings her ass back here. But speaking of which, I just realized I've been going on running my mouth for over fucking 2 hours. So yeah, I hear you, man. It's not quite the same as it is up in New York, man. You know, these little motherfuckers around here, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck I would bribe them with. Like Dunkin' Donuts just don't seem like it quite cut it with the fuckers around here. Um, hell, I even tried talking to a guy, you know, doing some car repairs and stuff like that, but it was just my luck. I got the one guy that had a blue collar father who actually worked on cars, so he didn't need my assistance in that area. It's like, oh, that's just great. So, any rate, um, I will get up with you guys later. Thank y'all for watching, you know, subscribing, all that kind of good shit. Um, I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye.